All right, grade nine. So we've got two more lessons to do today and then you're done. Your culminating assignment should be online and you can start at any point, get it in at any point. Your exam is Friday and you are allowed to use the culminating assignment. So it would be best if you got it to me ASAP so I could mark that and see if there's anything you should change for the exam. Um, yeah, so we're going to look at writing equations from word problems. So first off, we've got a little quiz about slope, y-intercept, and then we've got writing equations from word problems. So just as a recap real quick, I'm gonna get this going. So we've got the definition of slope. So the slope is the rate of change from one point to another. The y-intercept is the initial starting value slash where it crosses the y-axis. Okay. So I know so far we've seen the slope and y-intercept within the form y equals mx plus b, but we are able to use different variables with it. So we can use different letters like C, P, R, D, like literally anything from the alphabet. So if we look at our first one here, C equals 25P10. So our slope is exactly the same as what we would have it if we had y equals mx plus b. So it's the number that's in front of our p, our variable that's inside the equation. So it's 25. And then our intercept is our constant at the end here. So the constant is not attached to a letter or anything. If we look at the next one, our slope again is in front of that variable right here. So it is 0.235. And then our intercept is that constant that's at the end that's not attached to a letter. Okay. Same goes for here. So you're looking at the number that's in front of the letter, and keep in mind that the sign goes with it. So it's 0.12. And our intercept is 4. Okay, so we're looking at word problems and how to find the slope from there. So we have our first example, which is state the slope with units, the y-intercept with units, and then write the equation and answer answer the question. So a Concorde jet can fly 2,000 kilometers per hour. So it's important that we highlight or we underline our important information. Write an equation to represent D. So D is our one variable in kilometers after 8 hours. Okay. So we're going to look here. So our slope is what it changes every hour. So that would be our 2,000 kilometers per hour. Our y-intercept is our initial value. So that would mean that our jet starts at 0. It's not anywhere. You're going to throw that into an equation. So D is equal to our slope times the hours. Okay, so it doesn't change. Our slope is still in front of the variable. Because we don't have a y-intercept, we're not adding a constant at the end. So it doesn't change. The only thing that changes is the letters. Okay, and then use your equation to find the distance traveled after 5 hours. So D is equal to 2,000 times 5 hours. So it is 10,000 kilometers. And that is it. So I'm going to clear that. Don't forget to do a therefore statement. Okay, we have a second example here. So to place a 3-line ad in the classified section of the newspaper, there is a fixed cost of $15 and a charge of $10 per day the ad is to be run. Write an equation. C is the cost of in dollars to run the ad, and D is for days. Okay, so when we look at this, this is our initial cost. Okay, so that's from the very start, that is what it would cost us. And then after that, we have our rate of change. So changes by date. Okay, so if we look at our slope here, we said that it's $10 per day as our rate of change. The initial price is $15, which means that we're going to put it into our equation here. So our total cost, which is C, is going to be $10 per day plus that 15 as an initial fee. And then it's asking, use your equation to find the cost to run an ad for 9 days. So where our D is, we're going to replace it with 9. Okay, so that gives us 90 plus 50, or 15, sorry, which means that it would cost us $105. Okay. So I'm going to erase this. We're going to look at one more example. So Paige earns $12 per hour as a lifeguard. So that would be our rate. So whenever you see like a dash per hour, per day, per whatever, that is always going to be our rate. That depends on the days or the hours or whatever it is. Okay, write an equation E for her earnings of dollars per hour. And so because there is no initial value, so if she works 0 hours, she's not going to get X amount of dollars, right? So that means that there's no initial value for that guy. So our slope is $12 per hour. We don't have an initial value. She gets nothing. She doesn't work. So that means that our equation is E is equal to 12 times H, which is per hour. So use your equation to find how much she earns for 7.5 hours. So E is equal to 12 times 7.5, which you plug into the calculator is $90. So therefore, Paige earns $90 when she works 7.5 hours. Oh, that's supposed to be a 5. All right, so there's one more lesson after this, and then you guys are done.